Alright, so I guess we're doing this one in two parts. So this will be, part two of the grip. Instead of hitting restart, I hit stopped. So it stopped the recording. So onward we go. I got the grip painted. I'm not 100% happy with the way that it turned out. I'm going to do some touch up later. But while it was painting, I got some of the grips done. So this is what it looks like. Came out okay. Some of the paint didn't sit right, so some of the gold got on the black. I ended up having to put primer down first. I tried the gold by itself. It didn't stick for anything. So I put some primer down and redid it. So between the two black areas here has been primered. The end here and this end are still silver. There's the raw steel and aluminum. But this, all through here, all the painted bits, it has been primered. So I'm going to set that over to cook and then go finish up the grips. And then once I've got all the grips done, then I'll come back in and I'll check the progress of the paint cooking in the oven. And then we'll hopefully carry on if I can manage to not stop this video this time. So I'll be back in just a bit. Alright guys, so the paint is set. I had it in the oven for a good long while. So here's what everything looks like. I sanded down a little bit to kind of make it look worn, I guess. But I also finished up my grip, the grip rods. Again, this is just PVC plastic, a piece of 2-inch PVC pipe that I cut down. It's about 1/4 of an inch. And then I tapered down at one end so that it will sit flush with the taper on the pommel, like that. I'm hoping once I get the glue in, there won't be any gaps or anything, and it'll sit right. So what I have done already, and you can see here the little mark right there. There are 4 of them going around, all pretty evenly spaced. I think there may be like 1/8 of an inch difference between these two and these two, but it's not going to be different enough that it's going to make really any difference. So I'm going to take some of my JB Quik. I'm going to mix up 4 different little. I'm going to do this one at a time so that I don't have, so I'm not rushing to beat the clock. So when you're doing this JB Quik stuff, it's pretty even mix, 50-50. And then just kind of stir it up a little bit till it gets pretty evenly mixed up. And then I'm just going to take the stuff and put it on the grip rod. It's not gonna need a whole lot. might put a little bit more on the taper end, just because I want to make sure that that is got a good seal on it and that it's not going to come up. The rest of the rod is not going to get a whole lot of glue. Just enough so that it will set right. Okay. And now take and oops. Clean up a little excess here. So we're going to take this and we're just going to set this down on here. Line it up right. And we're just going to press this down against the grip. Make sure it doesn't slip or anything so that you don't have any excess glue or anything. Okay, there's one. I'm actually going to set that on itself to balance it. Okay. So there's that first one. Looks pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to do the rest the same way. A little more glue. Let's try and not make a mess here. Okay. And now we're going to take excess on the edge here. And I'm going to do this one directly across from the first one that I did. Ask me why, that's just how I decided I was going to do it this time. There's the next one.
And we'll
Mix up a little bit more.
okay.
All right, one last one. That one took a little while to set right. All right. So again, just putting the glue on here on this last one, and then One of the things you need to check on too, as you're doing all of this, is making sure that the grip rods are seated on the grip itself, that there are no gaps or anything where the grip rod has come up or anything like that. I imagine that with the metal rods that probably wouldn't be an issue, but if you're going to do the plastic ones like I've done, because the plastic flexes and all of that stuff, you're going to have to double check and make sure that everything is sitting flush the way it's supposed to. Okay. Alright, and now we're going to put the last one on here. Okay. Alright, so it looks pretty good.
Clean up a little bit of excess glue that got squeezed out here. Yeah, don't do that.
Alright, so got this last one on. I'm going to let it sit for a little bit here, and then we'll see how things go. Alright, and we'll be back in just a minute. Alright guys, last little bit here. I took and I beveled the top edge, made sure everything was flush at the top, and I also drilled and tapped the CoverTech. So I've got some excess glue that I've got to try and figure out how to clean it up. But other than that, the grip is done. And there it is. Kind of digging it so far. So, again, thank you for tuning in. Sorry it cut halfway through. I'll get these posted up, and if you have any questions, as always, please feel free to shoot me a message or drop me a line. Thanks again.